Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Super Seducer 2. Im letzten Part gab es dieses grandiose Kapitel. Boah. Und heute gibt es das Comedy-Intermezzo. Leo gibt eine große Comedy-Show, kann einen guten Eindruck machen und das Publikum für sich gewinnen. In Zukunft würde gebucht werden. Das ist ja cool, das hat nämlich gar nichts mit irgendwie Daten oder so oder Sex haben wollen oder Telefonnummern haben wollen zu tun, sondern das ist was ganz anderes. Okay, cool. Leo, schau mal rein.
Richard, how's it going? It's Leo. Yeah, good man. Hey, do you remember you're still coming to the comedy club tonight? Yeah, nice one. Hey, could you do me a favour and just make sure you don't bring Mahmood?
Warum?
That's because last time he was here, he got up on stage. It was an absolute disaster. I had big agents in to see me. He ended up getting more laughs than me when he got his ass out. Yeah, they signed Darius Davies instead. Yeah, they probably do regret that now. Anyway, man, cool. I'll see you later on. Cheerio, bye.
Cooler Dialekt übrigens. Feier ich. Gut, also Comedy-Programm von Leo. Let's go. Geht los. Das ist aber nicht Leo. Hä? Okay, wie soll der Moderator Leo vorstellen? Stumpfsinnige Vorstellung, Las Vegas Vorstellung, respektvolle Vorstellung. Ich meine, es ist ja ein Comedy-Programm, deswegen. Schau mal.
I know. I was there for all of them. 28 acts, too many. Only 2 of them were funny. Anyway, I'm so sorry, sir. I don't think you're going to get a second date. Well, that brings us to the penultimate act in this evening of jolly entertainment. He's from Scotland. He's very tall.
Schottischer Akzent.
I've never heard of him, but I think he's good. Well, I'm hoping he is. So, sorry, let me just check something. Don't look that angry, mate. I'm the one that actually stands there. Fuck's sake.
Ich glaube, das war nicht der richtige Fall.
Your final act. Can you please give him a warm round of applause? If you can. Mr. Leo Kearse.
Hello.
You might as well, you're here now.
Hello. Good evening.
Halb. Ich dachte halt, er stellt sich selbst vor, dass er vorgestellt wird. Wusste ich nicht, dann hätte ich eine respektvolle natürlich genommen. Okay, wie geht es los? Witz übers Stillen. Ganz klar, da, so starten wir mal. Ja, wir grüßen erstmal alle.
Hello, my name's Leo. I'm from Scotland. Any Scottish people in? Yeah. Nice to see you out spending money. That's progress.
Richard, da ist er auch da, nice. Gut, das war ein guter erster Joke, ne? Es gibt gar keine Zwischensequenzen, glaube ich, von Richard und Charlotte diesmal. Okay. Ekelerregender Heuschnupfenwitz. Böse Wortspiele kommen auch noch nicht gut. Susan Boyle-Witz, selbstironischer Witz über schottisch Essen. Das will ich machen, aber ich will das erstmal hören.
I love coming to the city, but man, I
Was?
get hay fever here, and I hate hay fever. It's the most
Achievement,
disgusting of all the ailments. Do you know what hay fever is caused by? It's caused by pollen. Do you know what pollen is? It's plant jizz. Basically, every summer the little flowers come out, and the little dicks come out the middle of the flowers, and they jizz this like dry dust up into the air, like all goes up. All mingles together, all the different like,
Vielleicht nicht der beste
It's
Witz.
disgusting, like Dumfries swimming pool. And it goes in your eyes, goes in my eyes, goes in little kids' eyes. We're all getting bukkakied by plants. Nothing we can do about it. And like some of the plants have made it a bit smarter. They got bees to do the dirty work for them. Like they leave bee food out for the bee, and the bee flies along, it sees this food, and it's like, oh, bee food, I'm going to eat some of that. Flies down, starts eating this food. While it's down there, the plant gets its dick out, starts jizzing up the side of the bee's leg, like, get that jizz up your leg, you bastard. Absolutely disgusted.
Wer lacht, das ist der
But the
Richard.
bee flies off, completely oblivious to the fact it's been spunked on. Sees the fanny flower, the painted whore of the natural world. Flies down, starts eating more of this food. While it's down there, the fanny flower gets its fanny out and starts rubbing it up and down the bee's leg, like, oh, get that jizz up my fanny, you bastard, you dirty bee.
Er denkt auch schon, wofür habe ich die bezahlt?
Absolutely disgusted. Absolutely disgusting. But I go down to the park and wank on one tree to try and make it sneeze. All of a sudden, I'm the bad guy.
Richard der Einzige, der lacht.
Hey everyone, we've got a
Was,
special
das-
guest in the audience tonight. My friend Richard is here. Everybody say hello, Richard.
Everyone, hey.
And ladies, Richard's single. Richard, I'm going to try and find you a girlfriend tonight. All the single ladies, make some noise. Sorry, Richard, I tried.
Guter Witz. Ich lach da. Ja, das... Machen wir das mal.
I'll tell you a bit about myself. I'm tall. I know I'm tall because people tell me every day that I'm tall. I was in Aldi yesterday because comedy's going well. I was in Aldi doing the big shop. I had my German cheese, my German sausages, my German cereal, and a jet ski. I mean, it's Aldi own brand, so it's called a Jot Scoop, but you get the picture. But amazing shop. Like, the whole trolley comes to like £8. Best shop in the world. But I was queuing up, and this girl in front of me sees me, and she's like, "Oh, you're tall." Like I hadn't noticed. You know what I mean? Like I've been walking around all day, being like, "Why? Why is the ground so far away?" And then she follows
gut,
it
das ist ein
up
guter
with,
Witz.
"Have you always been this tall?" Have I always been this tall? Yeah, I was born this tall. Had to be winched out of my mother's vagina. She thought she was giving birth to a linguine. Like, no, I started off baby size. That's how people work. But when you're tall, people just come up to you all the time. They'll say things like, "Are your parents tall?" As if that's not how genetics works. They'll be like, "You should meet my cousin Billy. He's tall. You'd have something to talk about." He would probably talk about how much of a prick you are. I get this one a lot as well. They're like, "You play basketball." Like, "Dad, play basketball." I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but I'm not from South Central Los Angeles. I'm from Scotland. The only sports we've got in Scotland are ones you can play with a pint in one hand, like a cigarette in the other, try to slide a rock across some ice with your dick. And it's only tall people that get this. Like, you wouldn't go up to another kind of person. Like, you wouldn't go up to a fat person and be like, "Oh, you're fat. Have you always been this fat? Are your
Da hat er aber
parents
recht. Da
fat?
hat er aber wirklich recht.
You should meet my cousin Billy. He is fat as fuck. Do you play darts?"
Ja, aber der hat wirklich... Der hat Potenzial. Der
I
Akzent
don't
ist
know
halt...
what's going on with my testicles.
Ja, und
They're
Dialekt
the
ist-
weirdest part of the human body, all wrinkled up. Mine look like Gordon Ramsay's forehead. Like if he was a werewolf. And they're constantly moving, constantly doing this weird slow dance, just gently adjusting, like gently rolling over each other, adjusting for heat or optimal sperm production or something. Like, have you ever sat and watched this? Like, not mine. Like, Richard, have you ever sat and watched your testicles?
Yeah, they just keep moving.
Yeah, this is a wise man who knows the pleasures of looking at your testicles. If you haven't seen this, go to the toilets after the show, have a look at your testicles. If you don't have testicles, don't worry. Just follow Richard. He's going to give a demonstration.
Ja, er will ihn so wieder rausholen, also das ist ja klar. Okay, Thema 6 Witzes. Im Urlaub scheißen. Fette Aktivisten. Alter, wie kommt er von dem auf fette Aktivisten? Ich meine, es ist halt alles sehr random. Das will ich aber hören. Den Witz will ich
I
hören.
went on holiday recently. I went to Thailand. Beautiful country.
Man muss auch mal zum
but
nächsten
their
Thema
toilets
kommen,
are
ne?
just not up to my needs. Like, 'cause I'm a big guy. I do big jobbies, and there's something about a long-haul flight makes me need a massive shite. I got to Thailand. I was absolutely busting. I went straight to my accommodation. First warning sign, they got a sign on the wall saying, "Please do not put toilet paper down this toilet." I'm like, if your toilet cannot deal with a couple of sheets of the flimsiest paper known to man, like paper that's designed to disintegrate on contact with water, like what's going to happen when I do my 5 kilo Dundee cake shite in there? And I found out, I did this massive shite. You know when a shite's so big, you're not sure if you're having the shite or the shite's having you. Like, it was like a snake shedding its skin, like a hermit crab leaving to find a bigger shell. And it came out in a one-er.
Also ich find's lustig.
Sample ones with individual layers corresponding to previous meals. like Cocoa Puffs, deep fried pizza. It was amazing. I've got a
Alter.
photo of my phone. I'll show you after.
Alter.
But it came out in a winner and wedged above the waterline. And I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? Because they didn't have a flush in the toilet. Instead of a flush, they had a basin with a cup in it. And the idea is that you cup water into the pan to get rid of what's in the pan. It's like rather optimistically, I start.
Ich weiß nicht, wie die lachen können. Ich finde das voll lustig.
Like never
Das
mind
ist Comedy.
flushing it. This water was evaporating before it reached the bottom of the shite. I wasn't flushing this shite. I was just basting it. Just filling the hut with this brown fog. So you know what I did to deal with it? I just moved out. It's only paying like $4 a night. You should imagine some Thai guy had to come along and chop it up with a coat hanger, but none my problem. All right.
Boah, Alter. Aber ich find's lustig.
Yet nothing's harder than trying to make women come. Like the female orgasm is the hardest thing to achieve in the world. Like my ex-girlfriend, we used to be in bed. Like me coming, I'm so quick. I'm precision engineered in Germany or something. I'm like the Google search engine. Like, yeah, I did about 2.5 teaspoons of semen in 0.0016 seconds. Like my ex-girlfriend would be lying in bed and she'd be like, make me come, give me an orgasm. Like, I've got no idea why she sounds like a Scottish man, but she'd like make me come, and it was like the internet download bar. Like, it's going to be 30 minutes, it's going to be 10 minutes, it's going to be 1 minute, it's going to be 30 seconds, it's going to be 5 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 seconds. It's going to be 30 minutes.
Und das ist wieder lustig, aber Scheißen nicht, na klar. Oh, im Urlaub. Mehr scheiße Wortspiele. Das hatten wir ja vorher schon mal, so ähnlich. Also Supermarkt hatten wir
Yeah, it's
vorher
not
schon
just me who's trouble with technology. I was in Walmart the other day and I went to pay for my stuff. And so I gave the lassie my card, and she said the chip and pin thing, the thing that you tap, that's broken. So I'd have to sign, like print off a slip and sign the slip. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So she prints off the slip, I sign it, I give her the slip and the pen back. And then she's like, I need to check the signature against your card. So I gave her the card as well. But I hadn't signed the card because you never sign for stuff these days. So she said, I can't accept this card. You haven't signed it. So I was like, well, give me the card back and give me the pen. And then I signed the card and I said, can you accept it now? And she said, I suppose so. And then I'm not joking, she held up the card and she held up the slip that I just signed and she checked that the signatures matched. Like, people are worried about robots taking their jobs. If I was her, I'd worry about a Jack Russell taking my job. I'm going to go and fire my agent now. Goodbye.
Leo
Ich hab's gut gefunden. Ich hab's gut gefunden.
Well, I knew he was going to be bad. I didn't know he was going to be shit. Do not worry, we will not be asking him back again. We will not be paying him. And if anybody wants to give him a slap, he will be in the car park in 5 minutes. Leo Kearse. Sorry. Honestly, I'm really sorry.
Er war jetzt nicht so schlecht. Ich habe ein paar schlechte Antworten gehabt, aber so schlecht war er nicht. Und jetzt soll ich auf Hoden im Urlaub kommen, oder wie?
So yeah, you chose a bunch of the shit jokes and got the worst ending. So
Ja, cool.
well done.
Yeah,
Danke.
those jokes really weren't very funny.
Wie war also ich habe schon lustig gefunden mit dem Scheißen. Es tut mir leid, Leo. Jetzt, ich mache ihn nochmal gleich, ne? Ich mache jetzt gleich nochmal das beste Ending. Oder probier's zumindest. Es tut mir leid, es tut mir leid. Okay. So, oh, wir haben sogar entfernt die rote Option, dass nur orange und grüne bleiben. Könntet ihr euch machen? Ich glaube, es gibt ja in dem Fall eh gar keine roten Optionen, oder? Gibt es rote Optionen? Egal, schau mal. Also, ich dachte halt, er stellt sich selbst vor. Las Vegas wäre auch ein bisschen krass. Respektvoll natürlich.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a real treat. The penultimate act is a BAFTA-winning comedian, Oscar nominee, and the new host of Saturday Night Live, and Miss Princess Meghan Markle's favorite comic. I want you to give him a warm round of applause beginning now. Come on.
Das ist aber das Falsche.
For Mr. Leo.
Das war aber nicht die respektvolle Vorstellung, das war die LA-Vorstellung.
Hello, good evening.
Was? Ja, ja, okay, so, begrüße alle, das hat gut gepasst. Okay, so, das war nicht so gut. Natürlich das als erste.
I love coming to this city. The food here is amazing because the food in Scotland is absolutely shite. Like one of the things we do is the deep fried pizza. Don't know if you've seen this thing. Basically what we do is we get a shitty supermarket pizza. We put cooked chips on it. We fold it in half and seal it so you've got a sort of chip calzone going on. Then we batter it and deep fry it. And do you know what it's served with? Chips. There's not even a sprig of parsley on this thing. Like, this is a nation just dedicated to self-abuse. Like, they're going to do a series of man versus food in Glasgow, but it was pretty obvious that food would have just fucking killed that guy.
Gut, sowas ist immer gut.
Everyone, we've got a special guest in the audience.
Ja, das ist ja immer gut. Zu Beginn immer so selbstironische Sachen oder generell immer selbstironische Sachen, das ist sehr gut. Okay, also, was haben wir gehabt? Im Urlaub scheißen war nicht so gut. Meine fette Aktivisten. Fette Aktivisten ist nicht so geil, ne?
Yeah, we're in this
Schau mir das mal
nightclub.
an.
Well, I hate nightclubs. They're the worst places in the world. I'll tell you the worst thing about nightclubs is the toilets. Like, you go to the toilets in a nightclub, all the trousers now have got button flies on them. It's murder. Instead of just going zip and getting out of there, you got to stand at the urinal with other people's piss soaking into your shoes, doing this like spatial awareness puzzle, shoving metal discs through fabric hoops.
Junge, über was lachen die denn?
Sell you a lollipop over your shoulder because for some reason they think that a nightclub toilet is a good place for food distribution. Then they try and give you hygiene advice. They're like, wash your finger for the minger. So you can't give me hygiene advice. You work distributing food in a nightclub toilet. You know nothing about hygiene. And like
Wenn wir jetzt sagen, dass fette Aktivisten die richtige Lösung ist hier, dann
really cool. No, he isn't.
Versteh
You know
ich's
what a DJ does? I've stood and watched it. You know what a DJ does? Just gets other people's records that other people have made, puts them on a record player, and presses play. That's not a talent. That's not a talent. Imagine if I just wheeled out a television with a DVD player and whacked in Billy Connolly's greatest hits and pressed play. I mean, it would be a much better show, but that's not the point. Whoa!
Wanker!
I think that's the nightclub owner.
hat er gerade eine Banane geworfen.
Yeah, nothing's hard.
Hohn im Urlaub. Was?
Yeah, we were all talking about Richard's testicles earlier. Like, at my age, my testicles are starting to sag. Like, it's crazy. This got me into trouble on holiday last year. I was in the south of France with my ex-girlfriend. Like, she wasn't my ex-girlfriend then, that would have been weird. But we're down on the beach, and she said there's nobody about. Should we sunbathe naked? And I was like, yeah, brilliant, let's do it. So I whipped my shorts off. I'm lying there on the sun lounger. I'm on holiday. I'm warm. I'm relaxed. Like, unbeknownst to me, my testicles were also on holiday and warm and relaxed, and they softened and melted through the slats in the sun lounger, like the Terminator melting through the prison bars, like an octopus going through a maze. And I had no idea. I had no idea until my girlfriend wakes me up going, Leo, get your clothes on, there's people coming. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I reach over to grab my towel. The fucking sun lounger came with me. I'm lying there on the sand with this white plastic sun lounger pinned to my arse, just screaming in agony. I've got no idea what's going on. My girlfriend looks over and sees my balls just quivering against the back of it, just quivering like a scared little hamster. And she just reaches over and thumbs them through to the other side.
Ah, das war
Yeah,
gut.
it's nice talking to you. I hope you all get home safe. Cheerio, bye.
Yeah. Leo Kearse, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, come on, I know he's a bit of a minger, but he did all right. Leo Kearse, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Leo.
Ich glaube, das war das mittlere Ending. Sagen.
Oh, you
Ja,
did pretty well. Not the best ending, but
ja,
not the
ich
worst
mache jetzt
side,
doch das Beste,
so
ne?
Pretty good.
Dankeschön.
Basically, room for improvement.
Ja, sorry, ich muss Witze über fette Aktivisten machen. Es tut mir leid. Mach ich. Gut. Dann mache ich jetzt fette. Ich meine, es gibt eh keine roten Optionen, also ist es egal. Dann mache ich jetzt fette. Also das war. Aber. Das hat ja gepasst, ne? Oder? Nein, das hat nicht gepasst. Ich weiß nicht, warum das schon wieder vertauscht ist, aber okay. Gut. Dann machen wir es jetzt richtig. Dann holen wir das beste Ende für Leo. Also, Las Vegas Vorstellung anscheinend.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MGM Live, Las Vegas. Sponsored by Diet Coke, Coca-Cola, Fantarade, and Heinz Soup. Bringing
Heinz
you
Suppen.
the undisputed comedy champion of the world, weighing in at 289 pounds.
Aber respektvoll ist genauso wie Las Vegas.
28 laps per minute world title. I want you to give a big Las Vegas round of applause to Mr. Leo Kearse.
Das ist die beste Vorstellung?
Hello. Good evening.
Was? Ja. Ja, okay.
Hello, man.
Naja. Weiß nicht. Also, das hat ja gepasst.
I love coming to this.
Okay, das ist also das erste kann gar nicht
Everyone, we've got a spare.
gut sein. So. Gut, das passt auch. So, jetzt ist die Frage hier. Wenn das jetzt richtig ist, ne? Also ganz
Watch what
ehrlich.
you say these days. Like, people get so offended. I was doing this show in America last year, and I did like a little joke about, you know, a fat person or whatever, and somebody in the audience thought I was being mean to fat people, and I was. But they thought I was being mean to fat people, and they got really angry about it, and they went away and they blogged about it on the internet with their pudgy little fingers. And then I was doing this show in London, and I'm not joking, because of this blog, fat activists turned up to demonstrate against my show. I'm not joking, halfway through the show, these fat activists stood up, kind of slowly, and they were like, "We are fat activists." And I had to agree with them. They were fat as fuck activists. I mean, that's got to be a tough job, by the way, being a
Sex
fat
wäre das
activist.
richtige.
If you get too active, you might stop being so fucking
Ich meine, das-
fat. But I managed to get away by walking up a flight of stairs. And they just stayed at the bottom. They were like, "There's a vending machine here. We'll leave it." Yeah, nothing's harder than trying to make women come.
Ja, das ist halt, ich finde es halt ein bisschen lächerlich, um ehrlich zu sein. Weil ich muss einfach random zu Sex gehen. Ich weiß ja nicht, ne? Da gibt's nichts Richtiges gefühlt. Weil das ist ja auch nur 66% richtig, ne? Ich verstehe nicht, keine Ahnung, egal. Nein, ich wollte nicht. Nee, ich wollte nicht den ekelerregenden Heuschnupfen-Joke machen. Sorry, tut mir leid. Ja, okay. Das dürfte eigentlich nicht so lange dauern, dieses Kapitel. Es tut mir wirklich leid, Freunde. Aber ich will halt das perfekte Ending haben. Jetzt noch, damit ich das in diesem Part jetzt noch habe. So, respektvolle Vorstellung. Begrüße alle.
Hello, my name's
Jo, hello. Dann selbstironischer
I
Witz.
love coming to this.
Selbstironischer Witz wieder.
Hey everyone, we've got a
Ja. So, jetzt Sex.
I don't know what.
Sex natürlich.
So I had sex the other night. I mean, I say it was the other night. It was about 4 months ago, but the important thing is I had sex. Like, I met up with this lassie, and by the way, I'm Scottish, so when I say lassie, I don't mean a crime-fighting dog. Like, this was a genuine woman. I know I'm from rural Scotland. I don't do any animal. It is just sheep. And maybe one day I'd like to have a go on a koala bear.
Okay,
but
ist schon lustig,
anyway, I
ne?
met up with this lassie, and she was smart, she was funny, she was beautiful. I was like, this girl's amazing. And then we went for some drinks, and then she says to me, should we go back to yours? And I was like, fucking brilliant, this is on. Then I wished I'd said it a little bit quieter. Like, it was totally on. You know when it's on, you pull out all the stops. I was pulling out all the stops. I even paid for an Uber back to mine. Like, you gotta pay for an Uber back in that situation. You cannot take a girl home on 3 night buses. Like, nothing dries up a vagina faster than 3 night buses home. Those night buses have got fans at knee height just blowing Saharan air up towards the vaginal area, just gumming it shut. Like, pay for the Uber. Best £3 I've spent since I was in Aldi. But anyway, we got in, I'm still pulling out the stops. I've got Luther Vandross in the stereo, making it nice and sexy. I've lit a scented candle with a curtain billowing over it, because nothing turns a girl on more than the risk of a fragrant house fire. Like when she's in the bathroom, I've changed the duvet cover so it doesn't stick to your face. You know, I'm making an effort here. Like, we're getting down to it. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to maintain a boner and not sweating her mouth too much. And I thought, I'm going to try talking dirty. Turns out you can't talk dirty in this accent. It just sounds like somebody trying to buy a sausage roll. Then she started talking dirty back to me. She's all like, oh, harder, deeper, faster. I was like, harder, deeper, faster. That's the last thing I want to hear when I'm shagging. Like, faster, faster. I'm 40 years old. I want to be going as fast as I can. I feel like I'm going to have a stroke here. I want to tap out, bring Richard in, let him help finish the job. She's like, harder, harder. As if
Das war ein
I've
bisschen
made a
peinlich
conscious
gerade.
decision to only let 60% of the blood into my boner. I've had 8 pints of beer. How hard do you think I can make this thing? She's like, deeper, deeper, as if I'm stopping an inch off. I'm not holding back. That's the full length of my dick you're getting there. I'm absolutely certain.
Ah, das findet sie lustig auf einmal, ne? Aber wenn sie über Scheißen redet, dann nicht.
I mean, like basically what she's telling me is I've got a tiny, insignificant, manky dick, and I don't know what I'm doing with it. Like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear more reassuring stuff. I want to hear stuff like, not so deep. Not so hard. Oh, you're pulverising my tonsils with your massive love truncheon. I don't say the same sort of stuff back to women. I'm not there pumping away going like, be 5 years younger. Could you lose a few pounds?
Wetter.
Huh?
Wetter. As well.
Wetter, yeah.
Der Richard, ja, nice.
Yeah, nothing's hard.
Okay, ja. Hol im Urlaub hat gepasst, ne? Oder? Hat Hol im Urlaub gepasst? Hol im Urlaub
Yeah, it's
gepasst.
nice talking to you.
Oh, you did pretty well. Not the best ending, but not the
Aber-
worst either. So pretty good.
Aber-
Basically, room for improvement.
Aber ich kann mich auch nicht verbessern. Aber ich habe doch alles richtig gemacht. Außer das erste und das erste kann ich ja gar nicht richtig machen, weil... Warte mal, ich schaue es mal kurz. Nee, nicht so extra. Ratgeber schaue ich jetzt erstmal. Kommt Intermezzo. Die beiden sind okay, ja? Ja. 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 Ich habe alles richtig gemacht. Ich weiß nicht. Freunde, das war das Comedy-Intermezzo. Eigentlich ziemlich cool. Frau auf der Suche nach einer ernsten Beziehung. Also spielen wir eine Frau im nächsten Part, glaube ich. Gut.